Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Trish. I'm a Tex-pat. I've lived in Japan for almost 10 years now, and in this video we're going to talk about 5 different ways to deal with homesickness. So like I said, I've been here for 10 years, so you would think that after 10 years I wouldn't get homesick anymore, but y'all, it comes and goes. So the number one thing for me that helps me deal with homesickness, or at least feel like I can be still part of life back home, is stay connected. We live in the world of the internet. It is the time of the internet. Children born since I've graduated high school has never lived in a world without the internet. So everyone's connected. Get on Facebook, get on Twitter, get on Skype, get on and talk to your family back home. In Japan, it doesn't feel like Facebook is such a huge thing. Like Japanese people, they have Facebook, but they don't really use Facebook. And to be honest,
I don't know what American kids use now either.
I have no idea. But my generation, hey y'all. Hey, are y'all here? My generation, we use Facebook, or we have, like, I've had Facebook since college. I'm never gonna delete it. It's got, I'm not saying how many years, but it's got quite a few years of pictures on there that I'd love to keep. So anyway, hop online. Talk to your family, talk to your friends back home, open the communication. I mean, you don't have to use a video chat. You can just call them on Facebook like it was a phone. Anyway, stay connected, stay online, stay in touch. Number 2, find a hobby. That sounds really simple. Find a hobby, find something you like to do. Maybe you live in a whole new country. Maybe there's like so many like local regional things you can get involved in. What I like to do, I have like a lot of hobbies. Number 1, I like to play World of Warcraft. For the Horde? Yeah? Anybody? I've played since 2007, I think. So before moving to Japan, I played World of Warcraft. That's also another great way to stay connected, because it's like there's other people playing, and I could wax poetic about World of Warcraft for literally the next 20 minutes. So I'll stop there and save that for another video. So a hobby, it'll keep you occupied, it'll make you happy, and it'll take your mind off of being so lonely. Find a hobby, take it and go with it. Take up photography, get on Instagram. Number 3, learn about and explore your new home. Go out, plan a trip. One of the things that captivated me the most when I first moved to Japan was going to the supermarket, because y'all, is different. Like, I was probably that creepy foreigner that was just like checking out people's shopping carts. Also, wandering back streets was really interesting. I don't know, just the scenery, even just like the layout, everything is just so different from where I grew up in Texas. It was fascinating. Discovering the new area was the coolest part of moving here, I think. And it really helped combat homesickness in those first couple of months, let me tell you. So that brings us to number 4, make new friends. It goes without saying that humans are social creatures. As much as some of us, may want to say that I'm not a people person, I'd rather be alone. I mean, yeah, it's so I can play World of Warcraft in peace. I like meeting new people and I like social interaction. You might not realize it until you haven't talked to anybody in a couple of days, and then you talk to a person and you're like, oh my god, people! Making new friends kind of ties in with number 3. If you're learning about your new area, you're learning about your new environment, and you're making friends while you do it, then you guys can discover all this stuff together. Or if you want to become better at the language, okay, let's say you move to a foreign country and the language is totally different than what you grew up speaking. It's not your native language. Maybe you studied it in college, maybe you took a few courses, but honestly, book learning and actually applied learning and using that language in a real social setting, it's night and day. One thing that I did when I moved to Nagoya, which is where I was at for the first 5 years of living in Japan, is I went to the bar a lot, but it was always the same bar and it was always with the same people. We made like this little drinking circle of friends. That was like the best way for me to practice Japanese. Well, I mean, we were probably a little intoxicated, so like if I made a mistake, I didn't care. Also, they taught me slang and like non-textbook Japanese. Those drinking friends actually became like a little family to me. And the more I got to know everybody, the more comfortable I felt being over here. As far as social circle goes, you work for a company or you work for a school. Those are basically your 2 options. At that company or at that school, you're going to meet new coworkers. So make friends with them. The more friends you can make at work, the better work will be, right? And that brings us to the last item on our list, which is make a new routine. Title it across the screen, make a new routine. The sooner you can get yourself into a new routine, the sooner you'll start adapting to your new surroundings, and the sooner it will just become normal for you. Every Saturday, I take a walk in the park. I hang out with my friends on these days. The more you can get yourself into a new routine, and the more that routine starts to become familiar to you, the sooner your new home will start to just feel like home. I still get homesick. There are times when I feel like I would literally probably give away my left arm for a taco. Okay, so let me just wrap up here. These are the ways that I've dealt with homesickness, but everyone's different. I know that we all cope with things in a different way, and just because these things worked for me doesn't necessarily mean they'll work for you. So if you move to a new country and you feel homesick and you feel like you want to give up and go home, stick it out. It's totally worth it in the end. And remember why you wanted to be where you are in the first place, and just keep going back to that. If I can help anyone just a little bit, then that makes me feel really good. Disclaimer number 2, 2020 was not a normal year. Nobody's traveling, no one's going anywhere, and I don't necessarily feel homesick, but I do feel a little trapped. Yes, this is my home. However, knowing that I can't hop on a plane and go back to Texas at any time I want kind of feels a little restrictive. It's fine. Everyone's fine. People are in much worse situations than I am, so I'm happy to be in a country I love, at least, and in a situation that I put myself in. I'm not complaining. So basically, to sum up, stay connected, get a hobby, learn about where you live, make friends, and make a new routine. And before you know it, you'll be feeling right at home. So that's gonna be all for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're interested in this kind of content, don't forget to hit the like button, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. The goal is to have a new video out every Saturday, so I hope to see you in the next one, and y'all have a good one.